What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann, Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey is the actress that portrays Abby in The Last of Us Part 2, and a lot of the situation revolving that with the harassment that Laura is facing, and now Neil Druckmann is facing harassment, and I'm going to address that. Now, initially, I didn't want to jump on this story, because ultimately, you know, when you disavow hate on the internet to this level, to me, it's stating the obvious. Anyone that's ever watched this channel knows that I have never once supported anyone sending these types of threats to anyone. I've never said it, never will support it. So me making a video to tell you how I am not in support of this thing that literally everyone with common sense is against really doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's what the far left weirdos constantly do. They constantly take a situation that pretty much is 99% universal that everyone agrees with, and then they want to act virtuous because they're taking a stand. I'm taking a stand against kicking puppies. I am brave. You know, that's what they do. So I really wasn't going to, talk about this topic, but today Naughty Dog sent out a tweet that really was really annoying to me, because they're talking about how we welcome critical discussions, everyone, but we don't accept this type of behavior, making it about them, making the situation about them every single time. It's always about them. It's never about the problem. Do you know why? Because the problem's not isolated to them. They act like it's isolated to them, but it's not. You know? I mean, look at us at Geeks and Gamers. I get death threats all the time on the internet, constantly. The women at Geeks and Gamers catch hell. Absolute hell. Because simply why? Because they are a woman. They're intelligent, they're attractive, and they have their own opinions. And the people that are constantly preaching about how much they respect women and they want women to have a voice, those are the same people that attack women that are part of Geeks and Gamers. Cameron Pasha came on this channel. You know, he's a non-white dude, he's a Muslim, and he had some opinions, and he dropped some information about some things he's heard about Jon Favreau and George Lucas. And the internet went after him. The same people that talk about inclusion and diversity, they went after him. Why? Because he shared an opinion they didn't like, and he did it on a channel that they've built up to be this big bad wolf. And the same people that tell you how much they're for all those things have used his race and his religion against him. That's what they do. This happens. So again, everything that happened to Laura Bailey is terrible, and I don't support it. And I would imagine 99% of all of you that are watching this channel don't support it. And people are going to go, see, you're pandering to people because you said 1% of your audience. I didn't say that. I'm leaving the opportunity out there to say there's probably a shitty person or two that's watching this channel. And if they are watching this channel and they believe in this stuff and they're part of this stuff, I want them to know they can go to hell. They can burn in hell, because no one should send any type of threats to someone that portrays a character in a video game or a movie or a television show that you didn't like. And even if that person had opinions you didn't like, you still shouldn't do it, because it's ridiculous. It's completely over the line. And any point you're trying to make, any point you're trying to fight for in the entertainment industry gets completely lost when you behave like that. And no one should take you seriously. You are trash. But it's not isolated to Naughty Dog, even though Naughty Dog wants you to believe it is. Now, here we are on their tweet. Although we welcome critical discussion. No, you don't. You literally struck YouTube channels down for having critical discussions. Mine included. That's why my video has now returned after you struck down a live stream of mine where I was critical of you for abusing the copyright system. So you struck my channel down. And you did this to not only my channel, but so many others. And yes, I will continue to talk about it nonstop, especially when you are literally lying to people on Twitter. You do not allow critical discussion. But here they are making it about them. And then Neil Druckmann makes it about him. Unfortunately, this is now the cost of making popular entertainment that challenges conventions. Yes, Neil, it's all about you. It's all about you. And you see, He's even throwing sarcastic shade, as the people that propagate this kind of hate would say. How stunning and brave. Who? Who is propagating this type of hate? Who? Everyone that I know stands against this nonsense. But this is what they try to do. If you're critical of our game, this is the type of person you are. This is what Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog are trying to do. You know, and Neil Druckmann has shown, he shared more things he's been receiving. And again, I don't support any of this. I don't support any person that is sending these types of messages at all. But will Neil Druckmann stand up and support the women at Geeks and Gamers and me, who are constantly getting it? And not just the women and the children, you know, but everyone, pretty much anybody at Geeks and Gamers. Like I said, Cameron Pasha came on here, and all because he gave opinions that people didn't like. And because he said something that didn't line up with their narrative, suddenly they go after his religion and his race. All because why? Because of an opinion. So it's the same thing. This is not isolated. So if we're going to speak out against the problem, let's speak out against the problem. But more often than not, it's never about the problem. It's about the narrative that can be built within the specific situation that you are trying to talk about. And my biggest problem here, from a Naughty Dog perspective, my biggest problem, because obviously my bigger problem would be anyone that's sending these ridiculous messages. So that's neither here nor there, because it's obvious. My biggest problem, though, with Naughty Dog is them creating this false narrative that, although we welcome critical discussion, most of the criticism you're facing is because you won't allow critical discussion. And this is what they do. They strike channels down for simply having critical discussion. They don't respond. They put these channels in danger of being deleted. They put a lot of stress on all the creators simply for having an opinion they don't like. And then they go and say, oh, well, we allow critical discussion, but when you are this, that, or the other, and they're trying to build a narrative around any of the criticism that they're facing. This is what they do. And again, although you allow critical, or you welcome critical discussion, yet you reached out to Vice, who gave you a bad review, to try to get some context. Why did you guys give us a bad review? Maybe because your game's not that good. But you welcome critical discussion. Naughty Dog is out of control. And, you know, the woke world of Twitter is going to continue to give them all they want. They get all the likes, all the retweets, and no one there, generally speaking, is going to question them. Obviously, there are individuals on the platform that will question them, but generally speaking, they're still going to get the mass retweets and the mass favorites by being virtuous and showing how they are better than everyone else. And we are the victims, ladies and gentlemen. But the reality of the situation is, if you're on the internet, if you have any relevance whatsoever, you have dealt with things like this in a similar way. And that doesn't make it right. It absolutely doesn't make it right, but it also doesn't make it specific to you, Naughty Dog, even though you're wanting to act like it does. That is the truth, even though you're not willing to admit it. So again, one more time, and let's go over back at her tweets, because this is initially what started all of it right here. This is Laura Bailey. And again, I have not heard anything from Laura Bailey that... And maybe she has had some things to say, but again, even if she had opinions that you didn't like, it doesn't justify this nonsense. It just doesn't. And I know there's people out there that'll go, well, what about faking screenshots, Jeremy? That's possible. Yes, you can fake screenshots on the internet. Anyone that's on the internet knows that her getting these types of messages absolutely happens. So let's not bring the whole these could be fake whatever, argument into it, because that's dumb, because we all know that the internet does this. People on the internet send these types of messages to people all the time. Sometimes it comes from the same people that are trying to build that narrative, and we totally understand that. But there's also really effed up people out there that do send these types of messages. And we have to call them out. We have to separate ourselves from that type of behavior, because ultimately, what are we trying to accomplish here? We're trying to accomplish that we don't want identity politics and real world politics impacting our entertainment. And if that is truly our goal, then we have to call out people like this and say, these types of people are pieces of garbage. No, I'm not responsible for anybody else's words on the internet, but I am responsible for calling out blatantly horrific behavior from people like this. These people are terrible, and you have to call them out. But it is not our responsibility to determine opinions on the internet. But unfortunately, we're in this situation where Naughty Dog is trying to create a narrative. Naughty Dog is trying to create a kind of view of the overall criticism that they are facing. And we have to understand the game they're playing, because they are not trying to speak out against this behavior. They are trying to utilize this specific behavior to act like they and people like them are the only ones that get this type of behavior on the internet. And that is bullshit. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please go check out geeksandgamers.com, our website, forums, profile. You get your own blog with the profile, and for $10 a month, you will get premium access to exclusive live streams from us and more content in the future. This Monday, Krista Nova is playing Grand Theft Auto 5. She's formerly known as Darth Barbie. You all know her. She's amazing, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch her play Grand Theft Auto 5. The link for that stream is in the premium forums, so the event is already there. So if you're a premium member, go into the premium forums and then find that post from me, and you can go ahead and get ready for that stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money. Raylos are weird. Fuck Naughty Dog. And we will talk to you later.